Nice big shot. Inside. Again. Inside. Yes? Show me this. That comes here. One push here. Nice. Come on. Nice. Again. Nice. Again. Nice. Again. Nice. What you'll notice is your shape will bastardise. Grab this arm and then walk violently through, taking his baseline. When you practice this with people, they tend to over-exaggerate the pike because they don't want to get kneed, right? Need that. If the person over-exaggerates the pike here and you miss the knee, step through. Just make it a spike kick. Understand? In fact, make it a spike kick everywhere. Anywhere from your knee to your toe is a weapon. If I hit you with a knee, gives you the idea of hollowing out. Right? So if he uses a small blade, this will work down. Boom, it's fine. But if he was to change it for that, and I did the same thing, boom, I'm getting stabbed. I'm not getting stabbed with the full length of the blade, but I'm getting stabbed with the end. Yes? So what if he was to start to use that? I would do this. I was really hard, committed, and like this, I would hollow out. So hollow out anyway. Stabs me with this stubby, it will depress and he will hit me hard in the abdomen with the top of his fist. That's how hard he's going to go, right? But you want to amp it up. So first we're just going to work this thrust. And now you'll recognise the importance of structural integrity. Because if I just go like this, it will collapse. Right? So we're going to work the stab line. Nice! Yeah, you got that, Nice! That's what you want. So if you're hitting with that kind of impact, you want to practice, and you really should isolate. Is literally boom, throw your whole body. Really throw everything you got. And you don't want to do that too many times, even with a helmet. You understand? So what you're looking at here is bending the stab. Remember, it's grab, stab, and then boom, bend this, and you may not need to clear. And now take off or engage. Yeah, that's the deal. But if I'm here, boom, I bend this and I hit this and I clear this, the next thing I need is that. Does that make sense? That I stop the stab and clear the arm. I really need to clear the barrier and get gone to the flank. Do you understand? So there are a couple of ways in which you can do it. So one way would be I bend this and then I clear this. When you clear this, you can use two big, heavy slapping hands and just slap it clear as you flank. There is potentially a strength, height, weight issue here. A small, skinny person against a large guy with a big hand is potentially a strength disparity. The way I think about it is, this one hand is no match for both my arms, my whole body as I drop weight, and the sheer desperation that I'll have in my head to get free. You know, his would be to be an absolutely iron grip for me not to be able to clear it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the two ways in which you can clear it are nice, light, slap, heavy hands here, or hammer fist, boom, and forearms, just literally, boom, clear as you turn. And notice the safety valve, if I don't clear this as the stab comes, is that I've turned. Does that make sense? Mm. So the first thing you're going to do from here is fend the stab. Fending the stab is the only way it's going to work. Because if I try to grab 2-on-1 the hands, and he retracts and keeps stabbing repeatedly, I'm going to get stabbed. So let's just look at that for a second. So I'm here, he's already grabbed me. Oh, you can't. He's already grabbed me. No chance, is it? You know what I mean? Right, he's already grabbed me, and I'm going to grab that. That's just going to stop. You're going to get stabbed. All right? Good. So, foolhardy to try and deal with this. You have to stop it. So the first thing that's coming, he's going to grab me and stab me on a half-beat cadence. And all I want you to do is bend the line. Right? So if he does it here, just get that. Now there's a chance that he might put one in, retract and stab again, and I fend on the second, which would look like, then I get that, I've already been hit. There's a chance that could happen. And that shot was bottom of rib cage. So that's my line. So there's no fucking guarantees here at all. The only real safe margin where he could stab me and I'm likely to live would be not here, but actually here where I've actually been stabbed. Because if it's any lower than that, there's a good chance he's going to punch the bladder or he's going to hit the femoral. So this is lethal, this is lethal. This is the zone. So initially, if I'm indexed, I want some kind of structure with my hands that potentially protect that. I don't want to go like this. Do you understand? I want some kind of flinch response that drops my head and starts to raise my arms. That potentially is going to give me some cover. So the first part of the drill is going to grab and stab immediately, and I'm going to suspend. Yeah? Grab and stab immediately. Here. As soon as a subject grabs or pushes you, you become defensive physiology. That's where you want to give you all of it. Basically, the first thing that's going to happen is I'm just going to grab and stab on a half beat. I'm only going to stab once, but the person would stab multiple times. Right? So basically, it's just going to be here. That's all he's doing. And you're really going to punch this stubby in. It's going to feel it. Just going this. Do you hear the half beat? Ba-bum? Well, you've got between bat and boom to act. Probably about 0.2 of a nanosecond. Fucking difficult. So when we take this drill to the progression, if you do it 3 times, you may successfully not get stabbed twice. But you're definitely getting stabbed once. So there's no guarantees. If you do get stabbed, what happens next depends on where you've been stabbed, how badly you're hurt, and how quickly and whether or not you can get over the shock on a psychological level before you can get back in the fight. If you've been in lots of fights before and you've grown up with violence and you're used to violence with weapons and you know this game, there's a good chance you'll fight back immediately. But it's if your first experience ever, as your arsehole turns into a manhole, you will freeze. And if you freeze, you're dead. So this is a very bad situation that has no guarantees of success. Are we clear? Yes. Right. So the very first thing you're going to do, just to get a feeling of grab and stab, is you are going to go to the wall, here, about 2 feet, and you are going to just literally like this. That's all you're going to do. Grab and stab. Yeah? You're going to do that 3 times. And then on the third one, you're going to stab repeatedly. And you will write it on a note paper, an X or an O. You can do it on your phone with a star or a hash key. Basically, any X indicated that when you went about in your daily life, somebody you knew saw you before you saw them. Which means they were more attentive of the environment than you were. That's an X. If, however, like often for me, not all the time, but often, I would walk down the street and see people that I knew before they saw me, that's an O. That's good awareness, because I saw you before you saw me. If you play this game for a period of a month or 2, the accumulation of more O's than X's is the cultivation of greater awareness, would you agree? But even though you have greater awareness and you have been doing this shit for years, 2 days ago at the airport, when Jamie was coming to meet me, he creeped up on me. Stupidly. But he still saw me before I saw him. And he was still able to index my shoulder before he moved away quickly. So we're human. We make mistakes. It's impossible to be switched on all the time. And we can't walk around in condition yellow alpha all the time. We need condition 1 because it's decompression time. But really, you only need it when you are in the safety and comfort of your house. It does not belong when you're in a public place. Yes? So, my bad, I made a mistake. But anyone can make a mistake. But the ideal is good cultivation of awareness and an understanding of pre-threat cue behaviour should limit the chances of this happening. Because let's face it, if somebody grabs you, like we're going to do, and then stabs you on a half beat, do you understand a half beat? So a half beat cadence. So 2 beats are boom, boom. That's 2 beats of a drum. Boom, boom. The way someone will grab and stab you is as soon as they grab you, they stab you immediately. So they hit you on a half beat, and it becomes ba-boom. Very difficult to deal with. And when we do this drill on a half beat, if you did it 5 times in a row, you may not get successfully stabbed 3 times, but you're getting stabbed twice. There's no way you're getting 5 out of 5. If I ain't, you ain't. Do you understand? So the best bet is, you do not want somebody to be able to encroach on you to that degree without you being able to see them or create some kind of barrier. But shit happens, right? The actual immediate response that we would employ should, and it's not guaranteed, create a structured barrier that will allow you, if you get stabbed on the first half beat, not to at least get stabbed lethally. Because if he grabs you and stabs you in the heart, and then you try to implement what we're doing next, you're dying as you're fighting. Do you understand? And in a very short period of time, you'll lose consciousness, bleed out, you'll be dead. So this grab and stab, and I don't care who you are in this business, there is no guarantee. If somebody grabs you and then strives to stab you, the very first thing you need to deal with in order of priority is the stab and then the arm. So if someone holds the knife in a threatening manner but hasn't stabbed you yet, he's giving you a good talking to, the priority to deal with first would be the arm that's holding you. But if somebody grabs you and goes to stab you immediately on the half beat, then the order of priority is stop the stab first, then clear the barrier. Does that make sense? When we all agree on clearing the arm, the best way to clear the arm is to smash it clear and get to the flank. That's what everybody agrees on, yes? So we're going to look at a module that will take this scenario from the point where he's been grabbed and you're getting stabbed, which means there's a good chance you're gonna eat one, yes? If you eat one in the abdomen, and I can tell you from experience, getting stabbed in the abdomen, you can still fight. I fought on, not knowing I was stabbed, until the fucking dude was totally unconscious. I hit him about 3 times and I smashed his head off the table and kneed him in the face, and then I booted him in the face. He was out. He got carried to the paramedic ambulance. I walked. That's my only saving grace, and that's the one thing that I'm proud of. Right? But literally, 4 inches higher would have been my lung. And I'd have been doing what I did as I was dying. So it really is Russian roulette. Do you understand? Right, so we're going to look at a module, we're going to break it down, we're going to build it up, and then I'm going to show you a PADCOM drill so that you can train it. Everyone cool with that? Yeah. Put your shit away, get a partner, PAD.